Have you ever met someone and felt something you couldn't explain? A spark that bypassed logic. An invisible pull that seemed to recognize you before you spoke. We call it chemistry, but chemistry isn't a metaphor. It's the most ancient language the human body speaks. Every glance, every breath, every heartbeat is a message written in biology and emotion. Attraction feels mysterious because it lives where science and soul overlap. And to understand it, we must travel through both. At the core of your brain sits a small network called the limbic system, the emotional command center that decides what feels safe, what feels thrilling, and what feels like home. When you see someone who fits your hidden blueprint of connection, dopamine ignites in the ventral tegmental area. Your heart rate quickens, your pupils widen. You literally see them more brightly. That is the moment we call the spark. But the spark is only the beginning. Evolution built attraction as nature's way of ensuring survival. We are drawn to faces that signal health, to voices that indicate calm or fertility, to scents that whisper genetic compatibility. Yet humans evolved another layer, psychology. We don't just seek bodies, we seek stories. Each of us carries an internal map of love, drawn in childhood. The way we were held, ignored, soothed, or shamed becomes the pattern our brain recognizes as love. That's why we repeat it. The one who feels familiar may not be the one who's good for us. They simply match the emotional frequency we learned earliest. Psychologists call it attachment theory. If love once felt safe and predictable, we grow to expect stability. If love was inconsistent, we chase unpredictability. If love was cold, we mistake distance for mystery. And so, attraction becomes repetition. We are drawn again and again to people who allow us to replay the script, hoping this time the ending will be different. But patterns aren't destiny. They are invitations to awareness. The moment you see your pattern, you begin to rewrite it. The body adds its own poetry. A simple touch releases oxytocin, the bonding hormone. It's the same chemical that helps a mother connect with her newborn. That's why a brush of fingers can feel sacred, and why heartbreak feels like withdrawal. Dopamine craves novelty, oxytocin craves closeness. When both surge together, we mistake the rush for permanence. It's not weakness, it's wiring. But not every spark is safe. Sometimes the thrill is a warning disguised as wonder. When chaos once lived in your home, your nervous system learns to equate anxiety with excitement. So when someone feels unpredictable, part of you lights up, not because they're right, but because your body remembers the adrenaline of being unsure. This is why we confuse tension with chemistry. Real attraction feels calm. Familiar pain feels electric. What then is real chemistry? It's not a chase, it's coherence. It's when your nervous system relaxes near someone else's. Two hearts finding the same rhythm, two breath patterns falling into sync. Scientists can measure it. The heart produces an electromagnetic field that extends several feet beyond the body. When two people stand close, their fields interact. Their heartbeats begin to subtly mirror one another. That resonance is the physical signature of connection. We don't feel love only in the mind, we broadcast it with the body. And yet attraction is also a mirror. We are drawn to those who embody the qualities our soul is learning. The brave are drawn to the gentle, the quiet to the confident, the wounded to the healer. Sometimes we seek balance, sometimes reflection. Every person we fall for is a teacher. Some teach joy, some teach boundaries, all teach awareness. Inside each adult who loves stands a child who first learned how. That child learned what attention felt like, what silence meant, what it cost to be seen. And that child still whispers in every relationship, "Will you stay? Am I enough? Is it safe to be me?" Real love begins the day the adult finally answers, "Yes, it's safe now." Because when you give yourself the safety you've always sought, you stop searching for it in others. And that changes everything. When you heal, your frequency changes. Your body language softens, your tone steadies, your energy becomes coherent. People feel it before they understand it. You stop attracting chaos because chaos no longer feels like home. You start attracting calm because calm finally matches your rhythm. That is the true law of attraction. Not magic, not manipulation, just biology meeting awareness. Every thought you think creates chemistry. Every emotion you sustain teaches your heart a rhythm. Gratitude slows the heartbeat, synchronizes the brain, releases serotonin, the molecule of peace. That's why thankful people glow. They're literally broadcasting coherence. The more coherent you become, the more life mirrors that state back to you. Like frequencies attract. There's a reason we remember certain people forever. It's not always love. Sometimes it's resonance. They entered at the frequency we were vibrating then. They helped us evolve, even through pain. Their role was not to stay. It was to awaken something we needed to see. We call them soulmates, but maybe they are mirrors sent to help us meet ourselves. So what happens when two healed people meet? The drama disappears. The silence feels full instead of empty. Communication replaces guessing. Passion remains, but it's anchored in peace. That kind of love doesn't burn. It glows. It doesn't take your breath away. It teaches you to breathe deeper. It doesn't complete you. It celebrates your wholeness. That is what attraction becomes when consciousness joins chemistry. Science and soul tell the same story in different languages. The neuroscientist speaks of dopamine and oxytocin. The mystic speaks of energy and vibration. But both point toward the same truth. Connection is coherence. When your mind, heart, and body are aligned, you become magnetic. You stop asking, "How can I make them love me?" and start asking, "How can I love clearly enough to be felt?" That shift, from wanting to radiating, changes everything. The heart's field can influence the brain of another person. Experiments show that when someone in deep compassion sits near another in anxiety, their calm can regulate the other's heartbeat. That's empathy made visible. That's the science of presence. Imagine what happens when two people both practice awareness. Their coherence doesn't just stabilize them, it ripples outward. Love, then, is not private. It's contagious. We live in an age that treats attraction like a game of swipes and signals. But behind the algorithms, the real algorithm is ancient. Your nervous system seeking resonance. You can change your pictures, your clothes, your words. But the frequency you carry speaks louder than all of them. When you stand in authenticity, the right people recognize you instantly because they are tuned to the same station. So, if you feel unseen, don't chase harder. Pause. Breathe. Come back to coherence. Ask yourself, what am I broadcasting right now? Fear or presence, need or peace? Because attraction begins the moment you choose your own frequency. Everything else responds to that choice. Maybe the greatest secret of attraction is that it's never about finding love. It's about becoming love. Every person who crosses your path helps sculpt that transformation. Some awaken desire, some trigger wounds, some teach stillness. Together they lead you to one destination, the point where you no longer chase connection, because you are connection itself. In the end, the science of attraction is the science of being human, a network of neurons, a field of energy, a heart that remembers how to open. You don't have to force the universe to bring love. You only have to become clear enough for love to find you. Because beneath every heartbeat, beneath every glance that lingers a second too long, the universe is whispering the same truth. What you seek is also seeking you. If this story touched you, breathe for a moment before you scroll away. Maybe share it with someone who once made your heart race, or with the one who makes it feel calm. Because both kinds of people are teachers, and both are part of the secret science of attraction,